Final practice, the 4 championship contenders all in line, getting ready to go out onto the racetrack. All 4 with an equal shot to lift the trophy tomorrow evening at season's end. Four drivers fighting for a title.
Welcome back to Homestead. Great job, fellas. Doing the win this time.
Everyone brings their A game when it comes to winning championships.
Each year, it's amazing to watch everybody's talent increase, the garage get more competitive, and how hard we all have to race one another.
And just like normal, what normally happens when you have guys fighting each other for either positions on the track or a championship, they'll start close to each other. And that's happened again. Row 5 will be Kyle Busch and Carl Edwards. Row 7 is going to be Joey Logano and Jimmy Johnson. We just saw moments ago the poll question of who has the best story as far as for the championship this season. Equally, I think, up and down the board with these 4 drivers. All incredible stories. Joey Logano, the youngest driver to win an Xfinity Series race, the youngest driver to win a Cup Series race. He won't be the youngest to claim a Sprint Cup championship trophy, but he's in the top 5. And so the young driver trying to make good on the title that he was given when he first came into the sport. Sliced bread, the greatest thing since sliced bread. Right behind him, Jimmy Johnson, trying to make history, become only the 3rd driver to win a 7th championship, joining Dale Earnhardt and of course the King Richard Petty. It took them quite a few more years than it will if Jimmy is able to win tomorrow night. Jimmy will do it in a 10-year span, but it's been 22 years since that has been done. 7 championships. Carl Edwards, here's a young man who was a substitute school teacher and had a passion for racing. That passion took him to North Carolina, where he slept in his car looking for an opportunity to get a ride. Finally one surfaced. He's risen through the ranks, Truck Series, Xfinity Series, and now fighting for his first championship. And of course, Carl, right behind Carl is the A-team teammate, Kyle Busch. After a year of adversity last year, breaking his leg and ankle, to start off the season in an Xfinity Series race at Daytona, missed 11 races until he was able to get back on the track. In the Sprint Cup Series, he went on a tear, made it into the top 30 in points, won races, and won the championship by winning the race last year, trying to go back-to-back. Do something that hasn't been done since Jimmy Johnson won 5 consecutive championships, win back-to-back titles. All great stories for the 4 championships.
They are great stories. And when you look at it, Rick, 162 race wins between them. 162 race wins. I think that really just sets the stage on the level of performance these 4 have put on throughout their career. And that's why I believe we're going to see one of these 4 stand in victory lane on Sunday, not only as the champion, but as the race winner as well.
Party.
And Rick, Kyle Busch trying to become just the 11th driver in NASCAR history to win back-to-back championships. And in that practice session earlier today, maybe not as high on the speed chart as everybody might have predicted. But remember, last night after qualifying, Kyle Busch kind of predicted that for us. He said, listen, we're going to go out on this set of tires that we qualified on in practice tomorrow. And that was today. And we're not going to show the speed that everybody thinks that we should have. But we're focused on long runs, being good on those older tires. They did not put on another set of tires the entire first practice session. They'll do that several times here in this session today, but the 18 camp feels very good about the race car they have, especially on long runs. And Steve, how big of a key is that here at Homestead, Miami, being good on older tires, because this place just chews up those Goodyear Eagles.
Well, you're right, Marty. When you say you're good on older tires, that's about, I don't know, lap 3 of a tire run, because they do. The speed goes away. You look right now, Mark Truex Jr. is at the top of the charts at a, let's get 31 flat. His next lap was 0.6 of a second slower. Kyle Busch was much the same way. So, really, though, those are all good stories about, well, we're on different tires, and our plans are this, or our plans are that. But this is the final practice. This is the last opportunity these drivers have to make a statement. And the start of this practice, conveniently, is the best opportunity to compare the 4, because they all are on the track at the same time. on what I would assume are the same type of tires. So this is really the easiest time to compare the 4 championship cars.
Are there mental games being played? Are they thinking about the fact that Carl Edwards right now is faster than the other 3? Is Kyle Busch worried about that? Is Joey Logano thinking about, okay, the line that I'm running, is it different from what Jimmy Johnson is running? Are they focused on the other competitors and playing mind games with them?
Well, you try not to. You know, the challenge is to make your car the best it can be for Sunday. But can Jimmy Johnson do that when he looks out his rearview mirror and sees the nose of this 19 of Carl Edwards? Can Carl focus on his car? What he's trying to do is he looks out the windshield and sees the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. Is he thinking right here, I want to run the 48 down? Or is he thinking, you know, I just need to learn about my race car? And that is really the challenge. That's what makes this so much fun to watch. Is, you know, when you look at other sports, they prepare separately, come together and play the game. In NASCAR, you even prepare together. You practice together, you qualify together, so there are always comparisons between the championship 4.
Mike Massaro.
And the practice is extremely important for all of these championship contenders. Specifically the 48 team, talking about him. We've talked about statements and defining moments in championship races, and we may have seen it in the last 24 hours out of this 48 team. Remember what happened in qualifying yesterday? Nearly didn't make it out of the first round. They were able to rally and get a lap in very late in that first round and advance beyond that. They'll start 14th on Sunday. Jimmy said afterwards, he said, if there is a silver lining, it's that we responded to the pressure properly. Well, they even responded greater this morning in the first practice today. Came out of the box unflustered and posted the fastest time overall. Trying to back that up here in this session.
Cautions come out. There's a little debris on the backstretch. You see the front stretch, the closing ring. You saw there Jimmy Johnson as he came up some of the slower cars on the track. See, it's right there in the restart zone. A little ductwork, maybe, Steve?
Yeah, it looks like it's a piece of hose at the top of the screen, and then towards the bottom looks like maybe the carbon fiber duct where that hose would have attached. You know, this isn't really a braking track, so teams don't use that to cool the brakes as much as they do the tires or the front hubs. You see those little black circles on the nose of the 48 car. Well, those attach to hoses that go up through. So we'll have to see which team wants to take ownership of that debris.
But why does it fall off? I mean, what happened there? We didn't see any contact, nothing.
Well,
interesting. But
it's half a joke, but half a reality. Through the garage area, you used to say when a part falls off your car after lap 50, it was a mechanical failure. If it falls off your car before lap 50, it was a mechanically left loose. So if something fell off at the first 7 laps of practice, it would have to be, in my opinion, not attached correctly.
And it looked like Jimmy Johnson wanted to come to the Goodyear area so that they could do a tire check. That's why you saw him turn around and come back to that access road so that they could check the tire temps and tire wear under a red flag condition in this final practice. We'll be back.